Hi everybody and welcome to Gettin' Crafty. I'm Kimberly Vance. This is the show where we take old things and make them all brand new. Or in this case, we make them even more delicious. Today, since these are so much in season right now, I've made a beautiful watermelon basket. Everywhere I go, I see folks that are always asking me stuff about, how do you do this or how do you do that? And recently I was at a small gathering and they said, you know, I would love to know how to make a fruit basket. Well, I happen to have done it before, so I thought, well, I'll give it a try again. So I made this beautiful and delicious fruit basket that we're getting ready to enjoy in just a little bit. This one I happened to make just a little bit fancy. I got started on it and was going to make some things around the edge, as you can see. And you can fancy these up in all kinds of ways. I left this side plain, just like a boat, but I made some indentions on this side, which I think are really pretty. But this right here was the part that I thought was really spectacular. I made this in hearts. Now, I'll tell you how to do this, but because we don't get to spend all day together today, I'm just going to make a straight handle across the top. So that'll give you a good start in case you've never done it before to just tell you how to do it. All right, so let's get started making our melon fruit basket. Now, what you're going to need is various kinds of fruits. Of course, you've got your melon. I got some cantaloupe, some cherries, some grapes, some kiwi, also some blueberries, and I chose these fruits mostly because we love all of them, and a big part is because of their color. They all look so beautiful with the red melon. Now, when you're going to pick out your melon, remember the size of your melon is going to also be a big part of how many people you're going to feed. If you're going to have a lot of people at your gathering, you'll want to choose a larger melon, but remember the size of the melon also means more work. So you'll want to keep that in mind. This melon right here I chose because I liked the size of it. It's just a few of us who are going to enjoy it, and it's going to be easy to work with to show you today what we're going to do. Now, this is very important. Normally when you choose a melon, you don't choose one with yellow on it, or at least I don't. But in this case, you want to choose one that's got like the brown spot on it, a yellow spot, and that will be your flat spot. So if you choose a flat spotted melon, that makes it to where you can work with easier. So see, this one right here is absolutely perfect for that. And I like the roundness of it too, because I thought it's going to look like a beach ball and just kind of be fun. So we'll start with this one. Now, the other things you're going to need today, besides all your fruit and your melon that you've chosen, is a melon baller, which is optional. I don't have a melon baller, and my space is limited as far as all the tools and gadgets I have, so I just use my measuring spoons, and they work wonderfully. You dig in, and you got your stuff there. I chose a couple of knives. I chose a large knife, and two large knives actually, and then a small paring knife, which you'll need. Here is the template that I made actually for my heart one, and you can see how I did that, and then I just taped it over my other melon that I made. But I'll tell you more about that. You can draw out your template and then place it evenly, but I'll kind of tell you that as we go along. But you'll need a tape measure to help. If you want to do it perfectly, you'll need to get some exact measurements on that. And then also you'll need a bowl to put your melons in, and also some type of marker, preferably a non-toxic marker, but you're not really going to eat the outside anyway. So, all right, let's go ahead and get started. Now, we're just going to eyeball this one today, but if you want to make sure that you get it exactly right, you'll want to get the diameter of your melon. So you'll want to measure it exactly halfway around to find out how big it is around, and then you'll want to get it exactly around. You'll want the diameter of it. You'll want to find out exactly where the center of your melon is, so when you're going to cut your handle, you'll know where to leave. You'll want to cut your melon exactly in half, but you'll need to know where your handle is going to be so you don't slice your handle. But for the sake of today, I'm just going to draw on the melon, and then I'll know where to slice out. So I am going to actually lay this down, and I am going to see where the center of the melon is at. We have about 12 inches, so I'm going to eyeball it here roughly and say about 6 inches. And then I'm going to do the same on the other side, because this is a pretty level melon. All right, that looks pretty good. Now, I want this part of it to be the front side, so I'm going to make this the center, And then I want my handle to be, I think, about 2 inches wide, because that'll be a nice size handle to work with. So I'm going to make it about like that, because melon handles can be flimsy. So I've got where that's going to be and how much I'm going to cut off. So when I was making the heart handle for this one, I'll sit it right here so you can get a little check out at it. This was extremely time consuming, but if it doesn't matter to you how much time you're going to spend on it, and you do want something really, really fancy, you might want to do something like this. But you'll need to leave an inch in so your handle will be very decorative. But this is, you can see I've got the cutouts in it and everything. But now this one was very, very fancy and very time consuming. What I did was I made a template to go across this one and taped it on there, and then drew around it and made my marks and stuff. Like I said, for time's sake today I did not, but I did measure the diameter and all of those things. And of course, no two melons are the same size, so you would have to do that for each melon. All right, so now I'm going to take my marker and we're going to just draw our lines. I'm going to draw down here, and I'm drawing to where I'm going to cut. I'm just going to draw on around, and remember, you want to leave where you're going to have your handles, because if you cut that, you will not have any handles, and the handles are super cool. That's what you kind of want, is some pretty cool handles. And so now I'm going to do the same thing over here on this side. And then as you go, if you find that you've made a mark that you didn't need, or if you've made a mark that's too large, you can always just erase it off. Or you can even trim it up. It's a great thing. Watermelons are not difficult at all to work with, but all right, now I've also put down a lot of newspaper, and I even have a garbage bag under here, because watermelons are very melony, which is what I like about a watermelon. Now I'm going to go ahead and start slicing. First of all, I'm going to start slicing away from the handle. So where I want the handle to be, I'm going to start slicing away from it, because I have made the mistake before of doing like that and then cutting into the handle. So if I were you, I would go ahead and just start slicing away. This is my handle part right here. So I'm going to go ahead and start slicing away from the handle. And be careful as well, because this size of the melon, it would be easy to slice all the way through there, and I don't want to get to the other side of my melon either. All right, check where I'm at. Be careful, watch your fingers. Okay. Now I'm going to go, just so I don't cut my handle, I'm going to go to that mark, and I'm going to turn my knife around, and I'm going to cut back into this side. See how I did that? Because I want to make sure I do not get into that handle. I can't stress that enough, because I've cut a handle off before, and then your whole melon basket situation is ruined because you got no handle. All right, so I'm going to start on the other side now. And like I said, because I eyeballed this one, I know it's not going to come out straight, so I'll be able to straighten it up when I do. But now if you're real particular or OCD or anything, you'll want to do the diameter and get the exact center of your melon and find out exactly what you're up against. And then when you do, you'll want to add about a ½ inch to each portion that you have measured out, and then that'll give you enough of the diameter of your lines that you've made to make the heart shapes or circle shapes or any kind of shape that you want to. But those are time consuming and very fancy, but they look beautiful. They taste the same, but they look beautiful. All right, and again, I'm getting down to the handle portion. So I'm going to turn my knife around and go right in there. Now obviously I've made this line crooked, but that's okay. Now I've got the bottom half cut, so now I'm going to start cutting on my handle. All right, so I'm going to turn this out again, and this is going to be the bottom portion. This is going to be the basket part right here, the flat part. See how that'll go? So I've got the flat part. All right, I'm going to turn that in against there, and I'm going to start cutting on the handle. Remember, be careful not to cut through to the other part of your melon. I made a crazy mark on this side, so I didn't eyeball that very well, but okay, and again, I'm going to go away from that to make sure. All right, and look, we've got our first slice. Doesn't that look tasty? That looks good just like it is. I'm going to set it aside because we'll be using that as part of our melon. All right, now let's see where we're at. This looks kind of like a baby carriage, so you might could get some ideas out of that if you were going to do a baby carriage party. If you had a baby shower or something, might come up with something on that. All right, now I'm going to start on the other side of the handle. And again, I'm going to slice away so I don't accidentally cut my handle portion. Okay, and I'm getting close to the end there, so I'm going to turn it up. All right. And again, ooh, another juicy slice. Now see, isn't that adorable already? It's uneven as all get out, but it's just as cute as it can be. All right, now I'm going to lay that up, eyeball that, and see if I can even that out just a touch. All right, that looks pretty even there, don't you think? Think that looks good? Well, no, but anyway. Let's just pretend like it's even, and we'll go from there. It's still going to be tasty. Like I said, if we could spend all day together, it would be wonderful, but since we can't, we'll just do what we can do here. There we go. All right, we're going to go with this right here. Okay, and I'm going to get my bowl ready here. All right, now we're going to go ahead and start scooping out the melon. Now, I'm going to wait and do this portion of it last. And you want to leave about an inch or so right here because you want your bridge, your handle, to be good and sturdy. The rind alone is not enough. So if you leave about an inch, about that much, it's going to be very attractive and colorful, plus it's still going to be a good basket size. And the melon cuts out so easily, it's going to be nice. So leave about an inch there. That'll be good. So I'm just going to take a spoon, just a regular old spoon, and I'm going to go ahead and hollowing out the melon. Now this is where your mess comes in. And I chose a seedless melon. It doesn't matter what you choose, because it's all good. This to me is the fun part. I really enjoy cutting them, but I like playing in the fruit too. Mmm. And another precaution, you absolutely do not want to pick it up by the handle when you make it, because the handle's not going to hold it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start slicing on the handle portion. And I am going to make sure it goes through. Okay. And I'm not going to measure or anything. I'm just going to kind of eyeball that again and hope that it comes out well for me. Mmm. And then again, we can go back and work on that if we need to. The way my eyeballing's going today, it looks like we will need to, but that looks pretty good. Isn't that cute? Cute, cute, cute. Now here, around your rind and stuff, you'll want to just dig out the same amount that you got at your handle. You don't want to make that portion weak. And you're still going to have plenty of fruit. See, I'm going to do the same thing on this side. You want to make that just good and solid. Making my mouth water. This is fun right here. And remember, the size of the melon is the amount of work that you're going to have. Be careful, careful, careful around your handles. We took the juice from the one that we did earlier, and we've made popsicles out of it. I'll have to let you know at a later date how those are going to come out. But that fruit juice is expensive, so we decided we would have some extra treats later on made out of 100% juice. I don't know how they'll be, but can't be all bad. Watermelon juice, cantaloupe juice, should be pretty tasty. All right, so here is our hollowed out basket with our handle. I think that we might make that handle just a little bit thinner. I think that we can get away with it because it feels pretty good and solid, but just a little bit. I'm not going to do it too much. But just so we'll have, because our watermelon was so small, I'm going to hollow it out just a pinch more on the handle, but not too much. There. I think that looks good. Yeah, I think that'll be good. I'm also going to put some nicks in it, and this is where your paring knife comes in. Just going to put some little, just some little designs in it. You can just do like that. Just some little cuts in it. Kind of like carving a pumpkin. It's hard to do upside down, backward. Let me do one kind of sideways and show you. There we go. There we go. I need to learn how to work upside down. There we go. And then just cut that out like that. There we go. Are you following with me on here? There we go. But anyway, you could do that around and that would be really good looking. That would be really cute. Make like some teeth or something around there. All right, now let's get to balling our fruit. I'm going to go ahead and use this one. And here's where I took my teaspoons, my measuring spoons, because like I said, I didn't want to store another one. Because our melon is so small, I'm just going to use a small teaspoon. I think this one is maybe a 1/4 teaspoon. And I'm just going to make some small watermelon balls. And you can see how this is going. See, those are cute. And I think they're the perfect size. So we'll throw a few of those in. And then I also have a cantaloupe. So I'm going to take the cantaloupe, put some of that in there. And when picking a cantaloupe, if you don't know, you want it to kind of be a little bit, just a pinchy pinch, smushy, and a little bit yellow. Not green on the outside, just a little bit yellow. And again, I'm going to use my 1/4 size. And see, that makes a perfect ball as well. Cute. So we'll do that. Make a couple of those. We'll have this fruit basket filled up in no time. These are going to absolutely be delicious. And wherever you take a fruit basket made out of a watermelon, you're going to be the hit of the party. I can guarantee you that. Because who doesn't love a delicious basket like this, a delicious fruit basket. Even if they don't like the fruit, it's still good looking and makes a lovely presentation. Now let's throw a few berries in it. A few blackberries, a couple of grapes. We'll put the cherries on top since we have stems on them. So I'm going to make some more melon. You could even make melon balls of different sizes. They don't all have to be the same. And of course, they don't all have to look like balls. You can make, if you've got some boo-boos, just throw them right on in there. See, we'll make some imperfect pieces too. Because maybe you got some dudes at the party and they don't like balls. Maybe they want them to be bigger. Maybe they want some larger slices. Put some more cantaloupe in it. I think I threw that one out. I did. I wish you had smell-o-vision. This stuff smells wonderful. And you can get a lot of fruit out of these too. While working on this one, I had bags, a couple of sandwich bags left of the melon, and it was so good. Cantaloupe, we'll just de-seed that. Now you can use a watermelon that's got seeds in it. In my opinion, it's easier if you don't, but if you don't want to participate in a seedless watermelon, just get a seeded one and pull the seeds out. No big whoop. It's personal preference, whatever you want to do. I heard a lady in the store though when I was buying them, she said, that's just not right. Talking about the seedless watermelons, so to each his own. You get the watermelon that makes you comfortable. All right, gonna throw a few more berries in here. I'm gonna pull the stems off of these cherries. Drop a couple in. I also got some kiwi, so I'm gonna chop some kiwi and put in there. Slice those up. Ooh, this is good. You can put any kind of fruit that you want inside your watermelon and then fill it up to the top too. Make it heap over. I've got company coming tonight and they're going to think that I just worked because they are so special, and they're not going to know the difference unless they see this show. If they see the show, then they're going to know that they are still special, but I did it for everybody. I guess I just told off on myself, didn't I? And you'll just keep on filling and filling and filling until you get full. We'll go ahead and fill this up. I want to tell you a little bit more about the diagram though, the heart diagram that I did on that one, because it is so spectacular, and if you are not a beginner, you may want to try it, because I do very much enjoy the beautifulness of the heart that I made on this one. But it is complicated and it will take you probably a couple of hours to get this one done. So back to this one just a little bit before we wrap up today. While you're doing this one, you do want to get the circumference of the melon. You'll want to measure all the way around the melon and get the exact center point. When you get the center point of the melon, mark it. You have to have the center point of the sides and the horizontal. You'll make your mark horizontally around the melon and then draw yourself a diagram from a ½ an inch from the horizontal mark that you've made. Let your template go a ½ an inch down, because that'll actually go down into where your line starts, and this is where your little grooves will start. Then you'll draw this on to your melon and then you'll cut it out like that. But again, be extra careful about cutting off your handle. I just wanted to let you know that because this was it doesn't sound time consuming the way that I've said it, but it actually is quite time consuming. So if you have any more questions, just holler at me and I'll let you know how to do it, okay? Does that sound? All right, we'll finish filling up this one then before we go, and I'll give you a finished basket. This one worried me. I think I even dreamed about it when I was doing it. Oh, I can't wait to go eat this one. Put a few more little pieces here. And you could even tie a real cute bow on this to cover up your portion on the top. I think that would be extremely cute. Or if you want to, you could even hot glue one if you wanted to tie that up there. And I'm going to put a few cherries with stems on the top of it because I think they are so cute. We'll just decorate that up a little bit with a few stem cherries. And it really looks like a picnic basket full of fruit. Isn't that cute? And fill it on up to the top and make it heap over. I think that's really, really good looking. But this should give you a great general idea of how to make yourself a watermelon fruit basket. Well, I'll tell you what, I hope that you enjoy your fruit basket and I hope you get the opportunity to make you one. And I hope that you enjoy doing this as much as I enjoyed showing it to you. Thanks so much for Getting Crafty with Kimberly. Bye-bye.